It may be tempting to think that you can shortcut your way towards success. However, if you want to reach big goals like starting up or expanding a business, knowledge is key. Acquainting yourself with the correct resources and people is vital, but what matters more is the skill set that one possesses. This implies that the quicker an individual learns something new or expands on their current abilities, the greater their potential for success. So let's begin. Here are 11 mind hacks to quickly learn anything. Number 1. Chew gum to stay focused. While some people enjoy chewing gum merely for its flavor, recent research has revealed that it can also aid the brain in increasing its learning capabilities. Studies have uncovered multiple cognitive advantages associated with gum chewing. Users become more alert and less stressed than their non-gum chewing counterparts. In addition, those who regularly chew sugarless varieties are known to experience heightened memory recall and improved performance on tasks related to attention span. All this from a simple piece of gum. A 2011 study first unveiled how chewing gum can help people stay focused and remain composed in stressful environments. Participants were asked to take part in quizzes under chaotic conditions that were intended to increase their anxiety levels. Yet those who chewed gum stayed more concentrated than the others. They also produced fewer stress hormones, showing us just how effective a simple piece of gum could be at helping them calm while they worked hard. Chewing gum has been scientifically proven to offer multiple benefits aside from just freshening up your breath. In 2009, a study revealed that chewing can sharpen vigilance and extend one's attention span. Furthermore, in 2015, another group of researchers demonstrated how it helps people stay motivated while working. As if this wasn't enough evidence already, 2 more studies conducted in the early 2000s confirmed that different flavors of gum actually make our brains more adaptive and receptive. It appears there is no limit to the number of advantages associated with partaking in this simple habit. By doing so, you may find yourself learning faster, performing better, and concentrating longer. So next time you sit down for work or school, don't forget to grab a stick of gum. Number 2. Use multiple study techniques to tackle a subject. Do you use the same studying technique for every test? If so, it's time to switch up your strategy. In order to activate more parts of the brain and store detailed sensory information, try using multiple mediums while studying. Flashcards, diagrams, talking out loud. Blend different styles together. This way you'll have a better understanding of concepts from various perspectives, rather than relying on your old tricks every time. Experiment with what works best for you and learn faster. Number 3. Challenge yourself with the skills you've already mastered. Have you ever stumbled upon the illusion of mastery while learning something new? It's a common issue and it may happen to you too. For instance, if you spend several hours studying drawing, chances are that after mastering some basic tricks, your confidence will skyrocket. But this doesn't necessarily mean that you have completely mastered the skill. Sure enough, one good stretch can make us feel like competent artists, yet this feeling should not be taken for granted. Just because something appears to be effortless does not imply we've acquired full proficiency in it. So how can you prevent yourself from falling for this trap? A wonderful strategy for truly mastering any specific topic is to utilize variations. For instance, let's say that you are already quite skilled at illustrating faces in a frontal view. Challenge yourself by switching it up. Try to draw the same face from an angle or add another dimension, such as shading or light reflection. There's so much potential here. These practices help you work on weaknesses and, more importantly, keep you humble throughout the learning process. Number 4. Learn a mix of different things at the same time. In 2008, an unexpected finding was uncovered by a group of researchers: that learning can be expedited by studying something different. To demonstrate this, the scientists had participants attempt to identify certain artists based on 6 of their paintings. One half saw each artist's pieces separately, while the other viewed all of them intermingled in a jumble. Surprisingly, those who were presented with the scrambled artwork showed significantly better performance than those exposed to individual pieces. The reason for this is because interweaving diverse styles and topics assists in more firmly establishing new knowledge within your memory. Number 5. Try the sleep sandwich technique instead of cramming all night. Picture this. You have to make a significant presentation, and you only have one day until it's due. How can someone possibly learn so much information in that short amount of time? Generally speaking, people resort to cramming. They will study their notes for hours on end or review which lines need to be memorized. But even after an entire night dedicated to studying, up to 50% of all material is forgotten shortly afterwards. Why does this occur? It's because most of the content never finds its way into your long-term memory. You can expose your brain to vast amounts of information, but the reality is that only a small portion will be recorded in your memory. This is why late-night cramming sessions are so inefficient. You don't give yourself enough time for knowledge retention. scientists recommend an alternative tactic known as the sleep sandwich, alternating study and rest periods throughout the day instead of one long session. Make sure to get ample shut-eye so that each new piece of info has more time to make an impression on your gray matter. The sleep sandwich approach provides a much better optimization process and helps retain material faster than other methods. Sleep is essential for retaining information and forming memories. While your consciousness takes a break, your unconsciousness actively stores data in long-term memory during sleep. Meaning, if you pull an all-nighter, it will be more difficult to remember what you've learned. Tiredness also hinders brain performance. When worn out, the brain feels foggy and sluggish, which can affect productivity. Don't stay up until 4 a.m. cramming for your exam if you have to fit in some last-minute studying. Instead, devote several hours to it, and then get a good night's sleep before continuing the following morning. That way, you'll be well rested when tackling what remains of the material. Number 6. Learning to speed read. Did you know that the average human reads around 200 words per minute? This has been so for over a century, yet due to the massive amount of new information generated every year, it is becoming increasingly more difficult to stay informed. Thus, if we can read faster and absorb knowledge at a quicker rate, then learning becomes much simpler. In only weeks, with dedicated practice, you can make considerable progress towards reading between 700 to 1,000 words in 1 minute. Although you won't be able to consume every page of information out there, you'll certainly make a significant dent in your reading list. Number 7. Try learning the hard way sometimes. When beginning to learn something unfamiliar, it can be tempting to search for a shortcut. We all want the fastest and simplest way of memorizing information. However, taking the more difficult path is almost always more beneficial in the long run. Instead of typing your notes, try handwriting them instead. Sure, it takes a bit longer to do so and may seem less convenient than typing them out. However, the handwritten notes will be easier to remember in comparison. If you think that this is an inefficient use of time, don't worry. You'd have to retype those same notes several times for it to equate with how much information actually sticks when writing by hand. The point we're making here is that shortcuts might not always help us learn quickly. On many occasions, the more difficult route can pay off better results in the long run. Number 8. Stay hydrated during intellectual pursuits. Did you know it's possible to enhance your cognitive capabilities with something as simple as a glass of water? A 2012 study found that drinking H2O during an exam can cause grades to skyrocket, in some cases up to 10% better, equivalent to 1 full letter grade higher. Yet hydration doesn't just affect academic performance. The proper amount of fluids helps us absorb facts, remember new memories, and address complex problems. So the next time you're breaking out the textbooks or cramming for finals, make sure there's also a bottle of water around. Allowing your body to stay hydrated is essential for maintaining a healthy brain and optimal functioning. Fortunately, there isn't any wrong time or place to drink water. You can do it pretty much anywhere. For example, if you're on the couch reading a book, why not take just a few minutes out of your day to make yourself some tea? This small act carries more benefits than simply hydrating your body. According to a 2014 study, having something to drink while studying or reading can help sharpen your short-term memory, enhance your long-term recollection abilities, and leave you feeling motivated to keep learning. So the next time you crack open that textbook or listen to an audio lecture, don't forget to grab yourself a beverage. Your brain will appreciate it. Number 9. Listen to music to relieve your stress. When it comes to studying, many people find solace in music. Some vouch that their productivity soars with a background tune, whereas others require some sort of auditory stimulation for concentration. But does listening to music really improve learning? Studies have proven that one's mind is more open and willing to absorb new information while surrounded by melodious tunes. Additionally, it engages multiple regions of the brain, which leads to enhanced memory recall capabilities. But this isn't its major benefit, because there is something else. Music has been noted as an unparalleled stress reliever during test times, significantly reducing any feelings or anxieties associated with taking exams. Music has a power to it that transcends words. It not only uplifts your mood, but sharpens your thinking and improves clarity of thought, allowing you to be more confident while being productive in whatever task is at hand. Ultimately, music serves as an elixir for relaxation, so you can be the best version of yourself in any situation. Number 10. Introduce variations in how you learn. If you're looking to optimize your skill level, repeating the same task over and over again won't necessarily lead to growth. In fact, it could even have a negative impact on your success. Recent research from Johns Hopkins reveals that if you practice a variation of what you want to learn, you can master much faster than by simply repeating the exact same activity one after another. The primary cause for this is reconsolidation, the act of refreshing existing memories with new information. Number 11. Break up your study materials into small, manageable pieces. Have you ever tried reading through all your notes at once, only to realize later that you retained substantially less information than you anticipated? That's because our brains aren't engineered to absorb such large amounts of data simultaneously. We encounter a multitude of stimuli on an everyday basis, from hearing thousands of sounds and seeing millions of shapes, but long-term memory works more slowly. To make learning as effective as possible, it is important to practice in small segments instead of cramming everything into one day. Instead of spending hours pursuing every page in your notebook, take some time each day for just a few pages. This way, the content will become ingrained much faster. If you break down your learning into smaller, manageable chunks of information, you will find that it is much easier to remember and retain. Here are 2 more videos you may find interesting. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share the video with your friends. And for more interesting videos like this, subscribe to the channel.